Hi everyone, I always get a lot of questions why I'm not a big fan of mining stocks, why I don't really watch out for mining stocks, and why I'm a big fan of consumer stocks. So guys, we're here at Darling Harbour in Sydney, Australia. Again, this is part of my basic videos on how I can actually teach you to trade the markets with ease and confidence, and share a bit of my own style, my own strategy, because I really want you guys to just really trade the markets with confidence. And the more confident you are, the bigger your conviction in the market, and the more you would actually put money into the buy signals that you would start to get as well. So why am I not a big fan of mining companies? Why it's not such a good idea to buy a lot of those mining companies, and why do I like consumer stocks more? Here's the thing, you have to understand, you look at the economy, where are we headed? You have to understand that the Philippines is pretty much a consumption-driven economy. What does that mean? As long as Filipinos spend, consumption companies, consumption stocks will relatively do well. Consumption companies will relatively earn. So in regards to earnings, in regards to profit, this is where the direction of our economy is headed. You have to remember remittances. As more remittances are sent into the country, Filipinos will just spend it like crazy. And you have to understand the BPO sector as well. People there in the BPO sector are earning higher than the standard or the average. This will even cause higher spending for more and more and more and more kababayan. So this makes the consumption industry relatively, I don't know, predictable. It makes the consumption industry something that will be sustainable for years to come. And if you try to analyze it further, you have stocks like Jollibee, which has such an amazing brand, which is a stock that companies or children or adults or the next generation of Filipinos will continue to patronize, regardless of what's happening in the markets, regardless of what's happening in the Philippine economy. You have a lot of consumption brands, from Pure Gold, from, that's what I mentioned, Jollibee. You have SM, which I really think is still a consumption brand because of the retail aspect of its business. So you have a lot of those stocks, you have a lot of those companies that will have a loyal brand, a loyal steady following, which is regardless of the market conditions, which is regardless of what's happening in the economy. And compared to mining stocks, why I don't like them is that they're just treated as a commodity. Mining stocks really, as they're treated as a commodity, they don't have any brand recognition. They don't have anything, that they don't have a loyal base of followers. People won't argue over them, people won't buy them. And if you're just treated as a commodity, once there's someone offering a better price, a cheaper price, people will go for that. And that's the difference. That's the difference between a lot of the consumption stocks that we have. Number one, it's a need. Number two, a lot of our consumption stocks have amazing brands that people will keep on buying them even if they put up prices higher. For mining stocks, you get hit by the government. If the government makes a regulation against you, you're done, you're good, you're hit. If there's another one that can produce an alternative to what you're producing, again, your operations and the earnings of that mining company will suffer. Mining stocks are also dependent on supply and demand, the global demand. If there's a large demand for that, of course, well and good. But what happens if there's not a large demand? Or what if mining, the direction of our policies won't go towards the direction of mining stocks? That's why there's a lot of variables with that. And my goal as a stock trader, as an investor, is try to remove all of the variables that I can't control. But here's the thing, I can't control what's happening in the global environment, but I can control and I can see how Filipinos are spending. If you've noticed it, I always give this example because it's relatively easy to grasp for every Filipino. Jollibee has just increased price every year, but people have never stopped buying it. That's what you call a consumption stock with an amazing brand. You look for stocks like that, and it would be a relatively good and long-term buy for you, not just now but for a long period of time. So why am I saying this? Essentially, mining stocks are really treated as a commodity, and you don't know the status of mining stocks for years to come. But for consumption stocks with great brands, you know where it is going, you know it has a steady base, and you know they will be there for so many years. So I guess that's a quick explanation for it, why I like companies. You have to understand, I like companies that have predictability of earnings. The more predictable their earnings are, the better it will be for me. So find companies like that, find companies with a steady, predictable base, find companies that will continue to earn as part of our growing economy, as part of us having a lot of an increasing population. The more Filipinos out there, you have to understand this, the higher our population is, the more consumption stocks will do much much better. So I guess that's it. This is Marvin Germo live from Sydney, Australia, Darling Harbour. More and more videos coming out soon with the main goal of helping you trade the markets with ease and confidence. So that's it for now. I hope this helps you trade well, trade strong, and trade smart.